Friends, welcome back. We are factoring trinomials. We have 4 different types. You are here where we've got negative in the front, positive in the back. You don't have to write this part down, but if you haven't already, here are your notes. Here's what we do. We look at our last sign. If it is a positive, then that means same signs, and we have to look to the front. This tells us negative, negative. If it is a negative in the back here, then I don't care what the front one is because it just means different signs. So if you don't have those notes written down, write those down. All right, let's launch right into this. Here we go. First one, x squared minus 5x plus 6. Here we go. We're going to do some bubbles just like that. And we're going to do x, because if I were to FOIL this, x times x will give me x squared. We look at that last sign. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. So negative, negative, factors of 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Okay, I need a negative, negative that adds up to negative 5. Well, if we do negative 2 and negative 3, that adds up to negative 5. Negative 2, negative 3. Let us give that a shot, because here we go. If we have x minus 2 times x minus 3, let's use the distribution method. We have x times x minus 3 minus 2 times x minus 3. This is going to give us x squared minus 3x minus 2x. And then negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Be very careful with that. Combine some like terms. We have negative 3x, negative 2x. So we have x squared minus 5x plus 6. Is that what we started with? It absolutely is. So we have done this correctly, my friends. Good work. So this is our answer right here. Let's practice some more, especially when we get down to some of these that can be a little tricky. Okay, so do our bubbles, throw in our ends. Look at our last sign. That tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. 10. 1 times 10. 2 times 5. I need a negative, negative that adds up to negative 7. Negative 2 plus negative 5 will give me negative 7. All right, there we go. Let's try this next one. We've got x. Bubbles, x's. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. Factors are 1 and 9, 3 and 3. I need a negative, negative that adds up to negative 10. So if we do negative 1 and negative 9, that adds up to negative 10. There we go. Oops, that's supposed to be a 9. There we go. We have just factored this guy. Let's look at this one. We got some bubbles. We got our ends. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. All right. The signs are probably the hardest part of this, that and your multiplication tables if you're not familiar with them. You gotta learn these signs. Once you know them, it makes factoring so much easier and much faster, and you're gonna wanna be super fast at this. All right, 1 times 60, 2 times 30, 3 times 20, 4 times 15, 5 times 12, 6 times 10. That is all of our factors. Notice I went in order. That's so that I don't forget anything. Also, you're gonna try and skimp out and be like, I don't need to write all the factors down. I can just do it in my head. Don't do that. Just write them all down. It makes it go way faster. All right, I need a negative 23. So I need a negative, negative that gives me negative 23. Well, if I add negative 3 and negative 20 together, I get negative 23. How about that? There we go. Okay, let's look at this one. Now, this one's one of my favorites because if you do not know your signs, you will mess this up. All right, we've got x, x. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. So a lot of kids get tripped up because they see that these are different signs and they think that they have different signs down here. No, no, no. Look at your last sign. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. The reason being 1 times 24, 2 times 12, not 3, but 4 times 6. Oh wait, 3 times 8. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait, that doesn't look right. 3 times 8 and 4 times 6. Okay. So the reason being is if I messed up my signs and I said one of these was a positive and one of these was a negative and I needed a negative 10, I could be like, oh, negative 12 and positive 2 will give me a negative 10. But that's not the case in this one. Negative and negative means that I need two things that add together to give me negative 10. Negative 6 and negative 4 here add up to negative 10. So your signs are very important here. Negative 4, negative 6. Kablam. All right, let's take a look at this one. X, x. This tells me same signs. This tells me negative, negative. 15. 1 times 15, 3 times 5. I need a negative, negative that adds up to negative 8. So if I do negative 3 and negative 5, that adds up to negative 8, and I have just factored that thing. Now let's come back over here really quick, and I just want to show you. X squared, oops, That's not what I wanted to do. Let's say you factored this incorrectly and you're like, hey, x minus 12 and then x plus 2, right? So, and you're like, oh, that gives me negative 10 here. Negative 12 and positive 2 gives me negative 10. Well, let's go ahead and FOIL this out. X squared outside would be plus 2x. Inside would be minus 12x. Last would be minus 24. So we would get x squared minus 10x minus 24. And notice we needed a plus. So that is why it is not correct. So don't do that. Know your signs. All right, friends. Hopefully you found this helpful. We'll see you next time.